New things are happening in new parts of the world, and Singapore needs to be part of that story. The comments from Singapore's Prime Minister Lee Hsien Loong came at the end of an official visit to Mexico City. Elizabeth Niu reports.
Exploring new frontiers was one of the key reasons for this trip, which saw the Prime Minister bring along a business delegation to Mexico City to deepen cooperation with American countries beyond the United States.
In the Pacific Alliance countries, there's a certain realization of the need to work together and to look across the Pacific to Asia. Of course, at the same time, we're trying to get an FTA with Mercosur as well, which is Brazil, Argentina, Uruguay, and a few others. Where else in the world? I think Africa actually is a very vibrant continent, very diverse. Some countries are complicated to operate in. Other countries are making progress and we are not familiar with them. And we ought to become more familiar with them and to participate judiciously and learn about what we can do down there.
And one thing that could help Singapore reach these markets is its reputation, which is particularly important at a time of growing protectionism and uncertainty in multilateral trade. Mr. Lee said it may not have been so 10 or 15 years ago, but now people know Singapore and think well of it. And Singapore's participation in projects gives other investors the confidence that those projects are worth doing.
I think our reputation specifically for being, for integrity, for competence, for seriousness of purpose, for delivering on what we say we will do. I think that's also something very valuable. People believe that we have achieved high levels of performance, of technical competence in Singapore. They think that we have the resources and the wherewithal and that we can do it and adapt it to their circumstances. So these are all advantages to us. But what's important to us is that when our companies go and operate in these countries, you must actually deliver on it and strengthen the brand name. You cannot go and ride on the brand name, and then if you don't deliver, it's a minus for Singapore.
Singapore and Mexico recorded 4.7 billion Singapore dollars in bilateral trade last year, and this figure continues to grow. Mexico has expressed interest in urban planning, infrastructure and logistics, while Singapore is keen on digital government and technology. Mr. Lee's visit is the first by a Singapore Prime Minister in more than 20 years. It's part of a broader plan to help Asia enter Latin American markets and to help Latin America enter Asia through Singapore. Elizabeth Niu, CNA, Mexico City.